And those compromises.
That's actually
Besides all of and he says paintings of these people lined up sleeping. And they're like,
We have a bunch of people outside just ready to come in. Come join us. Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Leora Sponko, the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council. We cultivate strong and creative arts communities, and we organize the First Friday Art Walk. So every month, rain or shine, we are here, and we're so lucky tonight has been a dry night. I remember last December, I think we got snowed out, if you guys remember. So we do it every month except when it snows really heavily. So we're glad tonight is a beautiful, clear night to enjoy the arts. So I'd like to thank Jessica Watson. She's our Art Walk coordinator. And yes, she does this work really well for us. And she has Art Walk guides. So she'll be walking around, passing around Art Walk guides. If you need one, please let her know. So I also want to let you know, next month in January, we will not be having Art Walk on First Friday because that is New Year's. So New Year's Day. So we will have Art Walk on Second Friday. So I know that's the first time or the second time we've done that. So please put that in your calendar. We're going to do Second Friday in January.
What's the date? 8th.
The 8th. Thank you. So this Art Walk is sponsored by the Oregon Cultural Trust. So thank you so much to the Cultural Trust for sponsoring this Art Walk and making it happen. We are very grateful to the Cultural Trust. And it's such a special evening tonight because hosting the Art Walk and guiding you through all the galleries is the Oregon Cultural Trust manager, Eileen Schneider. So she is going to tell you about the Oregon Cultural Trust and how you can make a donation to a cultural organization such as Lane Arts Council, and how you can make a matching donation to the Cultural Trust and actually get money back. So she'll be telling you all about the Cultural Trust. Eileen is a wonderful advocate of arts and culture. She's worked heavily in working in heritage and nonprofits and done fundraising. I don't know if you guys know about the Confluence Project along the Columbia Gorge. She was a project manager of that project that actually had public art installations across the river and protecting land. So do ask her about that. And also you may not know that her background, her family has a history from Estonia. So she's going to be going there next summer. And so she can tell us about the rich cultural diversity of Estonia, which I just found out has roots in Finnish and Romanian, that's my background. So we're kind of cousins. So if, I'm sorry, what's that? People come on in this way, so we can all fit. So Eileen, thank you so much for hosting, and welcome, and thank you for coming to Eugene tonight and enjoying the beautiful night of the arts. So welcome, Eileen.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, happy Friday. Hey. Yay! How many weekends do we have left till Christmas? Count them down. Is there room for everyone to come in? Come on. The water's fine. All right. I am Eileen from the Oregon Cultural Trust. I've been the manager there for just over a year, and I love this job. I just came from a presentation of grant awards that the Lane County Cultural Coalition gives out every single year to local cultural nonprofits to do really important work. They give out $35,000 worth of grants, and guess where that money came from? It came from you. It came from all of you. How many folks here give to a cultural nonprofit? Just almost about everyone. If you give to OPB, if you give to your local radio station, if you give to your local art museum, heritage museum, chances are that's one of our cultural partners. So what you can do as a special Oregonian, because no one else in the country does this, when you give to a cultural nonprofit, you can make a matching gift to the trust, and then when you do your taxes, that gift to the trust comes right off your state taxes. So I give $10 a month to OPB, $120 a year. When I give $120 to the Cultural Trust, when I do my taxes, I take $120 right off my state taxes. yeah, it's pretty cool. No one else in the country does this. So we basically let Oregonians decide where that money goes. And that money goes back into the community, today's awards ceremony. So thank you all for your support for arts and culture, because you won't make this possible, as well as the artists. So I want to just let you know that if you're feeling like tonight's the night to make your contribution to the Lane Arts Council or any other cultural nonprofit in your community that you are planning to give to anyway, we have some donation cards that you can use to give a matching gift for the trust, and then April 15th can be a happy day. Yes, it can. So just let Jessica know, or find Jessica at some point during the evening, and she'll give you one of our donation cards. Okay, one other quick announcement. Because you're here tonight and participating, you get to enter into a drawing for free tickets to the Nutcracker Ballet production. 1 ticket per person, please. Please see Madison right here, sign up. And we're gonna do a drawing at each stop, is that right? Yes? Okay, so tonight could be your night to walk away with a pair of Nutcracker tickets. So if that's something of interest to you, find Madison. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Is Patricia here? Patricia, do you want to tell us a bit about where we are and what we're looking at today?
Certainly. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to have a nice turnout tonight. And I have to keep the mic closer. We're Vistra Framing and Gallery. We do custom framing, and we have a gallery space, obviously. We, this month, decided to celebrate many artists. We're calling our show The Best of Vistra. And we have 14, probably more, local artists that are displaying their work. And I'm just going to read them off real quickly because there's a lot of them. So we have Diane Lewis, who is also the owner of the business. She does oils, pastels, and all the jewelry that you see around here in the cases. It's her work. Lynn Peterson. And you can step forward, any of you artists too, as I mention your name. She does all the beautiful mosaic tile work. John Pelletier, who does the pastel. J.S. Berg, who did this nice diptych behind us. I don't think he's here tonight yet. He works in acrylic. Jo Neal Emery, right there. She's the watercolor artist. Janet Biles, who couldn't make it tonight, but she has the watercolors and she makes these fun tiles of all the animals. Sadie Smith, she does the monoprints. Gene Costanza, I think Gene's here. He does some really wonderful oils, plein air style. And Roca Walsh, who does photo collage. Joanna Carabio, who does watercolor. Adele Platt, who also does pastel. She's over there. She has the beautiful kois up in the front window. Emily Schultz, who does oils. We love oil painters. We love everybody. And Jacqueline Lukowski, who does oils. And last but not least, myself, Patricia Carroll, who I do all the boxes. So I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and encourage you to talk to any of the artists. I'm trying to put stickers on all of them so you can identify them. And it's so wonderful it's not raining. And just have a really enjoyable evening. If you have any custom framing questions, please let either Diane or I know. Also, we will be framing up until the end of the day on Christmas Eve. So, so keep that in mind. All right, well, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Don't forget to check out Madison if you want a ballet ticket.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Friday Art Walk, hosted by the Lane Arts Council. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you to the Lane Arts Council, and thank you also to our sponsors tonight, the Merchants of the Broadway and Pearl District, for helping us put this great event on. And thank you very much to New Zone for letting us come in, for opening up tonight, and allowing us to enjoy this great exhibit here. My name is Patrick Hosfield. I'm the host of the Art Walk. I'm on the staff of the Oregon Bach Festival, so I'm going to have to encourage you all to come to the Oregon Bach Festival, which starts pretty soon. And I'm also the president of the Eugene Active 2030 Club, and it's my pleasure to be here tonight and to be leading the Art Walk. So I'd like to introduce Steve Laricchia. He's the coordinator of the gallery here, and he's going to say a few words about the gallery, then he'll introduce the artist, Diane Story Cunningham, whose wonderful masks and other art pieces are behind me tonight. Steve.
I'm sorry, but we just ran out of Nicasia beer. I'd like to thank them for their help, and that's all I'll say. I know there's something I forgot, but we want to thank Diane for her show. I noticed that these things are moving like hotcakes, so you might as well get yours before they're all gone. So Diane, please take it away.
Thank you all for coming. I was thinking today that it takes a village to make an artist, and my village has been here for me tonight. It's been absolutely amazing that people are coming in and they're buying. We're all having a great time. I'm so attached to these, I feel like I'm selling my children. But some of the people who are buying are telling me why they're buying a particular piece, which is really an incredible thing to hear. There's some fabulous stories out there. I love what I do. Read the artist statement. It's over there. That will tell you something about it. And what I'd like to do now is turn the microphone over to Verna. She's with Ophelia's Place. It's a great deal, and I want you to know about it. That's where all the money goes from my sales tonight. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Thank you, Diane, so much. And Diane's right, it does take a village to raise a child. And Ophelia's Place is a local nonprofit. We've been around for 5 years, and we work with girls 10 to 18. I've got some brochures and calendars of activities that we have going on this summer. So if you have a girl that you love in your life, take some information home to her, and we're there for her. Thank you.
Diane, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit more about some of these pieces. I'm really curious about how you come up with the names for the masks. How does that come to you? They all have very interesting names.
I made about 40 masks before I realized I could name them, and I often buy art because I like the name. So I started making up a list of possible names, and I made the last 15 with the names in mind, like Lucy in the Sky. I put diamonds on her head. I knew what her name was going to be. So I have a list of about 100 cool, interesting names, and my sister and I sit down, we drink a little wine, and we ask the pieces what they'd like their name to be. And, you know, it takes us a few hours, and all the names get attached to the pieces.
Could I ask you to describe the process that you use to design these masks and to create them?
Okay, I roll, as you see if you read my artist statement, I was taking classes with Mary Heinemann, fabulous instructor. She shares all of her lifetime knowledge with her students. You roll a slab out, I cut the shape, I put the features on, and you know that takes a couple hours at least for each one. I let it dry for a few days. Take it up to Mary's. I take, you know, as many as I have. She does a bisque firing. I get them back a couple days later, and then I spend a couple hours at least glazing each one. And once they're all glazed, I take them back up to Mary's, and she fires them. And when I get them back, I don't really know for sure what they're going to look like. And sometimes I look at one and I go, oh, I didn't know it was going to look like that. I don't know if I like that. And pretty soon I kind of fall in love with it and decide, yeah, I really like it. What I didn't realize is there's a lot more work than creating the art. You have to put the back on it. You have to put the hangers on. You have to paint the back. You have to write the name on. There's almost as much time getting it ready to hang as there is to actually making the piece. And then my sister makes all of my tags and does all the graphic arts for me to make me look good.
And could you tell us a little bit about the pieces that are in the black shadow boxes?
If you went to the Mayor's Art Show last fall, you saw my triptych piece, which was 3 of these. I actually got into the Mayor's Art Show, which totally blew me away. I didn't really realize what I was creating. I was making the pieces, and my friend said, "Oh my, I can't believe you're making those." And I guess they're sort of erotic. I didn't really know it at the time. So another friend, I was calling them erratics, and another friend said, "Well, you should call them erotica." So that's why they have that name. They're sort of erotic. You can see what you choose to see in them.
Does anyone in the gallery have any questions for Diane about her art? Any questions? Yes? So how long does it take to make one or to make a large number of these pieces?
I would just guesstimate that just in the mask, I probably have 300 hours. And maybe 100 hours in the erotica pieces. That's a rough estimate. It takes a lot of time.
Are there any other questions? I'm sure Diane would love to answer questions if you want to come up and take a closer look at these masks. It's amazing how much they change as you get closer to them from the back, so please do.
Folks, I'd like to apologize for the lack of no food here. I just found out that there's no food, there's no beer. You should have came here earlier is all I got to say. I thought we had enough food and it just boom. And the beer just went boom. So again, we apologize for that. We're usually known for wonderful food and beverages, and I guess it was just too good of an evening. Again, thank you for coming out tonight. Oh yeah, somebody loves a hat. A hat. A hat. There you go.
Thank you everyone for joining us on the First Friday Art Walk. Thanks again to the Lane Arts Council for organizing this wonderful art walk. The next one's going to be on July 1st, the first Friday in July. I hope you'll all be here for that. Please look out for the press release. I hope you'll all come to a concert at the Oregon Bach Festival. It begins on June 23rd. Thank you again for coming, and please have a great weekend. Oh, and there's 2 quick things to
They're gonna be like, oh, you can take the book. We don't even care. Like.
Okay. Hello, welcome to the first Friday Art Walk here at New Zone Gallery. My name is Leora Sponko, and I'm the new Executive Director at Lane Arts Council. And this is my second Friday Art Walk in my position, so it's wonderful to see you again. So today we have such a treat. We have staff, writers and columnists from the Register Guard, Bob Kiefer and Bob Walt will be hosting the Art Walk today, so I will pass it over to you.
As you may know, the Art Walk is every first Friday of the month, rain or shine, but hopefully from now on we'll have beautiful weather like we did today, so we look forward to seeing you every first Friday.
Well, happy April Fool's Day, and we are the Art Fools. Neither one of us has ever hosted an Art Walk in our lives, and so you are in for an interesting experience this evening. But let me start by saying just a bit about the Art Walk. It's a free walking tour about all the downtown art spaces. It happens once a month on the first Friday. We'll spend half an hour at each place. Yes. And so we will talk a bit with Steve Larisha here, the head honcho at this particular gallery, and then give you guys some time to go around and explore wonderful art. And then we will wander down the street to see the Eugene Storefront Art Project. Anyhow, I'm Bob Kiefer. I write about art at the Register Guard. This is Bob Welch. We're affectionately known as Bob 1 and Bob 2 in the newsroom. Bob Welch is the columnist. He's actually far better known than I am in the real world. I'm probably slightly better known than he is in the arts world. This is the New Zone Gallery. If you are not familiar with it, the New Zone is the most democratic and inclusive of galleries in Eugene. Steve here, who has been running this project more or less forever, has a vision of art as something that the world should take part in and should be accessible to artists without juries and without barriers. And I think that he's done a really good job of implementing that vision here by running a gallery that has a presence in the downtown and attracts artists of every ability level, from beginner to really professional level. And they show here together, making art a kind of communal and community activity. The other thing that he's been a significant player in Eugene is that he opened up the Mayor's Art Show, which is a juried show, the absolute opposite of the New Zone. Years ago, I don't even know how many years ago now.
20 years ago this
20
year?
years ago this year, by hosting the Salon des Refusés, which is a French term that harks back to the Napoleonic salon in Paris, where the French Academy had such a stranglehold on the art world But the up-and-coming, interesting artists, the young impressionists, needed a place to exhibit. Napoleon said, okay, we'll have a counter salon to the official French Academy. So in Eugene, what that has meant is that everyone who gets rejected by the Mayor's Art Show has a show of their own, the Salon. The Salon, of course, has many more people in it, has a much better opening party, has a lot more energy in a lot of ways. The Mayor's Show is polite and sort of tasteful, and the Salon is rock and roll. I'm now going to pass it over to Bob Welch, the other side of the equation here, and let him comment a bit on the Salon Show.
Well, thank you, Bob. I can only assume that I am sort of the April Fool's joke of this leadership team here, because he said that I think he said that you write a little bit more about art than I do, and I very rarely write about art. It's one of those kind of foreign territories to me. What's that? I did write about a photo yesterday, so I guess that qualifies. 1,800 columns, I'm 1 for 1,800. But I've always believed that you should take chances and you should throw yourselves into things that you're not familiar with. So that's why I'm here, because I'll learn something tonight. I'll meet some people. My horizons will be broadened. I'll get a few column ideas. I'll have some fun. And Bob Kiefer will do all the heavy lifting when it comes to actually explaining the art and everything. So I feel a little bit like somebody who's been asked, an atheist who's been asked to come to the Vatican and lead people in prayer. A little bit out of my element, but happy to be here with you tonight, and let's just see what happens.
Well, now I'll ask Steve here to talk about the Zone for All show.
Thank you, Bob and Leora, for bringing all these wonderful people to the New Zone Gallery on this wonderful First Friday Art Walk. I take advantage of the weather because it's going to rain for the rest of April. That's just an April Fool's joke. Could be right. Again, thank you everybody for coming out. Can you hear me better if I just yell? Yeah. I hate these stupid things. Okay. Again, thank you everybody for coming out to the 4th annual Zone for All. The Zone for All is an open, non-juried show to any artist. And we have approximately 170 pieces of work in the gallery. I'm going to keep this short because we have these 170 pieces of art, and I would like you to spend time checking out this art. Everybody that came
What's not flag?